Hey guys, today we're going to be going over a McCree aim and positioning guide. By the end of this video, you should be familiar with how a Grandmaster or top 500 player warms up and positions himself against various team compositions. In past classes, I've said that using anabots for heroes such as Soldier 76 and Tracer wouldn't be the most efficient way to get better at aiming. Now McCree's a different story. With McCree, flicking to heads and landing those crucial shots make or break a 1v1. In this meta specifically, missing shots can easily lead to you dying or losing a game-winning fight. Here are some things you can do to improve your aim and prevent those things from happening. In a custom game, set up 6 anabots in the enemy team and make sure you turn on headshots only. Also make sure that Ana's damage taken is set to 200%. Feel free to turn cooldown reduction or spawn delay down to 0% if you wish. You'll be able to do more work in a less amount of time. When aiming, focus hard at first to only shoot when you're sure that your crosshair is on the bot. Once you can consistently do this, move on to keeping your crosshair close to the target and making small microflicks onto the bot's head. If you can consistently hit these headshots, you can begin to slowly move your crosshair further and further away until you're flicking halfway across your screen. You'll see these results show in game when you're playing, as it will be easier to hit most other targets because their heads are significantly bigger. Of course, you can always go to the practice range to warm up quickly before games. My best recommendation is to go into the middle of the moving bots and move around erratically, putting yourself at such a disadvantage that it's hard for you to aim precisely. By doing this, you'll slowly feel yourself getting better at shooting targets. The reason for this is because once you get into an actual game environment where you're shooting targets without a disadvantage, you'll notice it's easier. You can also practice flickering between targets. What I mean by this is you should focus on shooting a target and then immediately flicking to another. This will build your muscle memory into accurately switching between targets. A big reminder for shooting erratically. The idea is not to develop muscle memory over erratic movement. While it is great for warming up, it can hinder your ability to aim in an actual game environment. In game, you should have more of a fluid movement that is smooth and consistent. Last thing being said, while it can be tiring and boring, practicing these things will help you become a better player. Do it slow and do it right. Now McCree is insanely hard to play in this current meta. Winston and D.Va, known as the No Fun Police, can kill you extremely quickly. With that being said, here are McCree's main counters and how you can beat them. D.Va. D.Va can eat your stun grenade and your ultimate, and has too much HP to DPS out of mech. Even if you can get her out of her mech, if you don't have your stun grenade, she can be very hard to kill. Unfortunately, there's no way to counteract a D.Va. The best thing that you can do is flash, run, and get back to your team as fast as possible. The only reason you should ever consider to fight a D.Va is if she's low or already out of mech. Make sure you have your stun grenade saved for when she's out of mech, otherwise she'll kill you. Winston. Winston can weave in and out of his bubble and has a ton of HP. He can also burst you down pretty fast, and there's nowhere you can go, as he can jump to you. The best way to beat Winston is to stun and headshot him twice. Your only chance at winning after this is to roll into him and fan the hammer, or kite backwards and try to headshot. Worst case scenario, you bait out his ult and die. Best case scenario, you kill him or force him to jump out and get healed. Roadhog. A good Roadhog will bait out your roll, hook, and kill you. If you don't have your roll, you're so immobile that the chances of him missing are slim to none. He also has a 50% damage reduced heal that lets him get away if you do manage to deal any damage at all. The best way to counter a Roadhog is to wait until his heal is down. Aim for headshots, and when he's about half, stun, fan the hammer, or go for headshots. If he's not dead, he should be an auto or 2 away from dying. Be sure to kill him before his heal's back up, or he'll kill you. Tracer. If Tracer baits your flash grenade, it will be very hard to double tap her. She also can blink back and forth and make it extremely hard for you to shoot her. Plus, we learned last class that she technically has 300 HP because she can recall and dash back to you. The best way to beat Tracer is to count her blinks and try to 180 stun her when she blinks behind you. If you think she's a bad Tracer, you can quickly roll and stun her. If you miss the stun, try to increase the distance between you and her so not only is her damage reduced, but it will be easier for you to shoot her. Genji. Genji can deflect your stun grenade and dash through you. A deflected stun grenade does 25 HP, and a dash does 50. If he lands any shurikens, you're most likely dead. The best way to beat a Genji is to throw your stun grenade above or slightly below him on the floor. Immediately fan into him and he is 99% of the time dead. Don't try to double headshot if he's not deflected yet. You'll kill yourself because he will immediately deflect the second headshot into you and dash through you. Always fan unless you know his deflect is down. Soldier 76. If Soldier lands his Helix rocket on you and it knocks you into the air, it's instantly easier for him to track and kill you. Even if you do manage to do any damage at all to him, his healing pad will bring back all of his HP. The best way to beat Soldier 76 is to go for headshots or play close enough so that you can roll and stun him. If you stun him, fan immediately and after he should be dead. If he has his healing pad, it's best not to fight him. He will negate your damage and out DPS you. The thing about McCree is, while he does insane amounts of damage, he's extremely immobile and relies on his flash grenade to get anything done. With that being said, to play McCree successfully, it's almost required to sit with your team and deal consistent damage. The best place you can stand is nearby behind your Rhine, Winston, D.Va, or slowly back behind your team. If you can land your shots, you do insane amounts of damage and can easily carry your team. If the enemy team has good divers or flankers, your best chance to save you and your team is to sit near your main healer, Ana for example. If she dies, your whole team dies, especially the tanks, giving you space to move around freely. If you keep your main healer alive, you'd be surprised about the fights you can turn around and win, even if you're a man or two down. If you choose not to play with your team, you can sit high ground and shoot from above. However, with this dive meta, the chances of you getting killed are increased. If you find yourself getting doped by the enemy, the best thing you can do is roll off high ground and back to your team. You should never find yourself in a position where you cannot easily get back to your team. If you find yourself in that position, you're too far overextended and need to focus on staying closer to your team. In summary, while McCree can deal insane amounts of damage, he's extremely hard to play in this dive meta, as everything is extremely close and fast-paced. With McCree being very immobile, it's hard to survive unless you play extremely smart. When to pick McCree versus when not to. When to pick McCree. If they don't have a Lucio that can speed boost into your team. If they have a Pharah. If they lack an extreme dive comp to jump in and kill you. Or if they have a Tracer that's constantly on your healers. When not to pick McCree. If they have a dive comp to jump in and kill you. If they have an excessive amount of barriers or shields that make it hard to deal raw damage. If they have a good Winston or D.Va that is constantly killing you. If they have a Lucio that can speed boost into your team and kill you. Or if your team lacks a Rhine or someone that can block a significant amount of damage for you. Well, that pretty much wraps up my McCree aim and positioning guide. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe. It'll help me know that my effort was worth it. Thanks a lot, and I'll see you guys in my next video.